We're on episode 18.
We're already at 18.
Yeah.
We're moving right along.
We're
We'll
kicking
be back.
butt.
Doc and the boxer. We back.
Let's just do a little recap too, bud.
Sure.
Andrew Cooner, two-time Olympian, represented Team Canada, Commonwealth Games, Pan Am Games, decorated amateur, one of the best boxers coming out of Canada, and a real knowledgeable guy on boxing.
It's my passion.
Yeah, it is, and I'm just a doc. That's it. I'm a chiropractor who is absolutely passionate about boxing and training in boxing. Although I'm taking a little break right now, and just love boxing, and we love talking boxing, and that's why we started the podcast.
Sure.
And I treat a ton of boxers in my clinic as well.
He's one of the best. One of the best.
You know it.
And look how John Pascal was talking. How I asked him, John Pascal, "Hey John, are you a fan of boxing?" And then he's like, "Of course." So if you're a boxer, and how could you not be a fan of boxing and so much into it? If you're involved with it, you're into the sport.
It's funny though, because I've talked, there's a few guys I know, I won't say names, but one former pro who only knows the main fighters, like the big names, but doesn't watch a lot of the smaller venue fights like we do.
That.
I know. So those guys are out there. They love boxing, and he still teaches boxing and stuff. Yeah. But doesn't watch a lot of the smaller fights just when there's a big pay-per-view or whatever.
Yeah, just like that's a casual fan.
Casual fan,
That they watch the big fights and stuff. And
that
we're watching every fight, man. Yesterday I went to, because my brother-in-law is like, come to the Brampton Powerade Center because I have a fight card there. And that was Don McDonald and United Promotions. And they do some fabulous events and stuff. And actually the Brampton Powerade Center, that's where I was the one to bring boxing there.
So you fought there?
My last fight was there at the Brampton Powerade Center. Now it's not the Powerade Center. It's called something different.
Okay.
Like most arenas are now.
They change,
They change names and whatever. But yeah, that's we had like 500-600 steaks there, and man, like what happened there was some guy yells out, like when my fight was up, he's not even a Canadian. And then some of our boys, like they start beating this guy up and stuff. And there's fights
in the
audience and stuff. And then after that, Brampton Power Center said they're not gonna ever have a boxing event again with Sikhs.
Really?
With Indians, or boxing. They banned boxing for a little bit of time there.
That's quite a generalization to make. I mean, that could happen in any audience.
Yeah, it cannot.
Right?
Yeah. But Brampton's known to be an area where there's predominantly that.
Is Brampton predominantly Sikhs?
I think Sikhs. Yeah, I think Sikhs is because yesterday when I was in Brampton, we were at the red light, and I look over and I see like an auntie right beside me. I look over to the right, and there's like a grandfather with a turban and stuff, and walking down the street. I'm just like, wow, this is like India.
It's like being in India.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
So let's talk about some of the fights that happened last night.
Yeah,
we'll talk about the biggest one for the stature of the magnitude of what Tyson Fury bringing, and the fight with the possible rematch happening with Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
And his fight last night didn't really go as expected, meaning this guy Otto Wallen was more. You can never read a book by the cover, or you can't overlook anybody.
So he came in undefeated. From Scandinavia, Sweden, right?
Yeah, he's from Sweden.
And he's southpaw as well.
Yeah, he was a southpaw, right?
And I think, I was watching the fight.
He was 20-0, 13 KOs coming into that fight.
He was pretty technical, too.
Mm-hmm.
And, Tyson didn't. Quite a few rounds, I noticed he didn't get his foot on the outside of Wallen's lead foot.
Which you're supposed to do against southpaw.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and that's why he couldn't get that right hand off as often, I think, as he wanted to.
Yeah.
But what did you think of that fight?
Well, Tyson Fury, he won. It was a unanimous decision.
Yeah.
Over Otto Wallen, and the scores are 118, 111, 117, 111, and 116, 112. And that was on Mexican Independence Day, which is a really big a fight date, which originally was supposed to be a Canelo Alvarez fight. That he's always the guy there, but they can't get the GGG and Canelo in the same ring right now.
No.
So, but it looks like that. Who knows? Well, anyways, then. So instead, you have Tyson Fury, a British guy, who's coming into the ring with the all Mexican, with the sombrero and stuff,
awesome.
And Viva Mexico,
all the colors,
and that.
Yeah.
Remember when Floyd Mayweather used to be the not Cinco de Mayo, but Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
And I know we're talking about Mexican Independence Day, but Cinco de Mayo also too is another huge Mexican fight date, and Floyd Mayweather was the guy then. When he used to wear the sombrero and all that.
That was awesome. I like seeing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he came in pretty confident, Tyson Fury. But I think confident, but also like, I know anything can happen in a fight.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. And so what happened in that fight, which caused a lot of grief and a lot of problem to Fury, was that the cut that he sustained, and it was a big cut.
Yeah,
that was
it was bad. It was bad.
That was a big cut. I actually have a picture right here. I had to take look at that shot.
That's
right there.
There's two cuts there.
Yeah, there's two cuts right on the
brow
there, and then he got a cut underneath there too.
That's a bad one.
So yeah, that was a terrible cut. And that changes things. Once you get cut like that.
Yeah.
But see, Tyson Fury, he'd said that the cut was from the side of the glove. But it was a punch.
It was a punch, and the Nevada State Commission watched the replay and confirmed that it was from a left hand.
It was a good punch.
Yeah.
Bang, right on that, and it split him.
Yeah. Nice punch.
So,
and I think he claimed the second cut was a headbutt, but
that's what it's saying.
But that's not. But he thought after the fourth round, his team, even in the corner, thought that it was from a headbutt, and then the
rule should be
then they said no, that's from a punch. So we should explain what happens. What's the difference when you're in the fourth round of a fight?
Yeah,
and you get a bad cut. And there's a risk of it being stopped, but the difference between whether the cut is from a punch or a headbutt.
Right, because if it's a headbutt, then it would become a no contest.
Or it'll go to the judges.
Or I'll go to the judges.
Right.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Depending on which state.
That's what happened in my fight here, in my last fight in Brampton, and that was what happened. Headbutt, cut before the fourth round ended, so it went to. No, sorry, the fourth round was over.
Right. Then it goes to judges. If it's before the fourth round, then it's a no contest.
No contest,
right. So, but if it's a punch, that opens up the cut, and they stop the fight.
Yeah.
Then it's fight's over, and Wallen would have won.
Right. Wow. Can you imagine if that would happen?
Oh,
the shake up there.
I think the promoters would have shit their pants. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
They would have crapped their pants.
Yeah, they definitely would have. No,
Bob Arum knew it was.
Eddie Hearn was promoting that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was co-promoted though with Top
Warren
Rank.
And Top Rank.
Yeah, Warren was there too. I think it was Warren and Top Rank.
But
I don't know, was Eddie Hearn?
I'm pretty sure it was Eddie Hearn matchroom. Oh man,
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
check that. But that would have been.
I think it was.
Listen, and Wilder still has Ortiz to deal with. So
so a guy like Wallen gave a fight like that to Tyson Fury, and that could have possibly. Well, what it's gonna do for sure is that they're the belt with Deontay Wilder, and now looks like it won't happen on that date, depending on how long it's going to take now for Tyson Fury to heal up from that cut.
Yeah, that's right.
Could not just heal, but like to be able to spar and all that, where he won't be he knowing that he's healed up enough where he's not going to get.
It's not going to open up easily.
It's not going to open up.
Right. That's a good point. So that fight could be delayed.
That could be delayed, and that fight's supposed to be in February 2020. So we just don't know, depending on the injury, but also depending on Deontay Wilder if he gets by Luis Ortiz.
And if he gets by him, what if he gets cut?
Yeah, what if he gets injured?
Yeah.
He's always had hand problems with those big bombs that he throws. Bronze bomber.
Yeah. So that's why I don't want to look too far ahead to that Feb fight. We'll
you definitely can't do that. And you look at the example. Fury, there's a chance he could have lost yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And that would have thrown, like we said, thrown everything in disproportion.
And he was rocked in the 12th round as well.
He was, too.
Yeah, in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
But you kind of knew that Fury was going to weather that storm, just like at the end of the Wilder fight. He got up. So you knew, well, if he could get up from that two-punch combination from Wilder, he'll weather the storm.
He's a Gypsy King.
Yeah, he ain't going down easy. No way.
And this is what he said. So after the fight, it was a great fight. I got caught early on the inside of the glove. See, he said on the inside of the glove early.
Right.
So that was the first big cut.
Right.
Yeah, so he's saying the inside.
Yeah,
it was a punch.
It was a punch.
I like when fighters admit the truth, because everyone saw it. We all see. Replays are shown periodically, right?
Yeah, that split him.
Yeah, he's like, on the right eyelid, I was cut. It changed the fight completely. For the majority of the fight, I couldn't see out my right eye. And then Southpaw Orthodox clashed heads and gave me a second cut. But it feels quite bad, but I'm the Gypsy Warrior, and this is the Mexican Independence Day. Come on, Mexico! Viva Mexico! So that's what Fury was saying. Fury's a great guy, though. Everything that he's done, with this person donating to mental health and all the things he's a great guy. So this is what he's saying, as well as big congratulations to Otto Wallen, and I just want to say rest in peace to his father. So he's referring to Wallen's father passing away on May 22nd, Carl, and then he just goes on to say, I know he'd be very, very proud of the performance Otto Wallen just did tonight.
Yeah, so that's pretty classy.
Great. That's nice. Nice to hear.
So let's talk a little bit about the meat and potatoes of that fight. First question I want to ask you is, so Tyson goes 12 rounds before potentially he fights Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
Going 12 the distance like that in a tough fight, a good thing or a bad thing going into his next fight? How do you see it?
I think whenever you get 12 rounds in the bank, that's a lot, because first of all, it's showing you that you can go the distance, that you were able to withstand everything and complete a 12-round tough fight.
Yeah.
But in the process, he sustained that cut, which we showed you the picture, and that's a pretty. So, I don't know, how fast will he heal?
Right.
There's a lot of variables. Will Wilder win his fight? And let's see. It's all in the cards, and we'll see.
But also, do you think you've been 12 rounds as well? Do you find it's a good way to gauge how good your conditioning is? And then you can kind of go, okay, you know what? I was fading a bit in 10, 11, 12, so I got to change up my training camp a little bit to make sure that doesn't happen.
100%. Because once you put 12 rounds in, and you're able to do that, there's a confidence that you exude, and not just that, but even sparring and knowing that you spar 8, 10, 12 hard rounds and longer than 3-minute rounds, 3 or 4 minute rounds and 30-second rest, and you have that when I know the fight is different than sparring is, and in the gym, but it's a good indication of where your level is.
Right. So I agree. So overall, a good thing for Wilder to go 12 rounds outside of the cut. It's
for Fury, yeah.
For Fury, yeah.
Yeah, just outside of the cut. I mean,
what did you think about Fury's movement in this fight?
I think it wasn't as he alluded to the southpaw and orthodox styles and I know Fury switches up sometimes.
Yeah.
But he's always a right-hander, and that causes you problems when you go into the southpaw. Majority of the guys that you're gonna fight are gonna be right-hander.
Right.
I don't know what the percentage. I think it's like maybe 20% of our fighters are lefties, or so. That's why in the amateur system you see a lot of transferred from orthodox to southpaw fighters. A lot of them are fighters because you only have 3 rounds.
Right.
So you're trying to get any kind of advantage you can get. 3 rounds against southpaw. To be honest, like me personally, I never like to fight southpaws that often.
No way.
Just because they gave you problems. I mean, you can nail them with right hands and hurt them.
Yeah.
Right? But just that, and you're a southpaw too.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, yeah, really, eh? Yeah, these southpaws, man, they don't belong in boxing.
Yeah, excuse me. And he didn't look, but in general, his defense, his head movement didn't look as quick, I think, as it did in his fight against Wilder. But again, he needs more fights, and he wants more fights. In every interview I've seen him, he said he wants 3 or more fights a year. Not 1 or 2 fights. He wants 3. So,
but remember when I was talking about if you want something, your promoter is gonna
fight,
work hard to do that for you. If you're adamant about it and you keep pursuing it.
So we'll see if that happens with him.
Yeah.
The other thing was things I liked about Fury. He can punch moving backwards.
There's only one Tyson Fury. There's only one Tyson
Did the
Fury.
British adapt that for every single fighter?
Yeah, remember they had it for high.
Yeah, I do.
They had, but they had the most passionate fans, man. Lomachenko was even saying when he fought Campbell that the fans in England are the best fans.
They're pretty wild fans,
they're
absolutely.
Great fans, passionate sports fans.
But what I was saying was Tyson can hit you when he's moving backwards. And he's got decent power on the inside too. He doesn't need to hit you at the end of his punches.
For sure he does.
He's really skilled.
He's 29-0 with 20 KOs, so he's got power.
Yeah, and he's got skill on the inside too, and he also knows how to put his big frame on you and weigh you down to tire you out.
Yeah, he's pretty elusive for a big guy like for a big guy of the he's 254 pounds, 254 and a half, 6'9".
Big boy, 85-inch reach.
I think it's 6'8". Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge reach.
Yeah.
The
boy big. The boy
He'd be
is
big. He's big boy, but he's got skill, and he also I noticed when Wallen would get aggressive, there were more than a few occasions he'd catch him coming in as Wallen's coming in, boom, quick inside, either uppercut or
and he's a
inside
smart boxer.
right.
He's a good boxer. Smart boxer, good.
And he'll change it up halfway through. I think he fought much better in the second half of the fight than the first half.
Yeah.
So a good fight, good heavyweight fights.
That was good.
We're lucky we're getting these heavyweight fights that are entertaining and good.
Yeah, that's the glamour division, Super Bowl division is a heavyweight division, like it or not.
Yeah.
Ali, Tyson, all these guys, Holyfield.
Yeah, Holmes.
Yeah. So some other fights that happened on the weekend. The one other big card was on DAZN, and that was Jaime Munguia.
Yeah.
And And Munguia, very, very, very big talent, 22 years old. Just a monster,
He looked
man.
big in that fight,
He
too.
looked huge. Like
compared to the other dude?
Patrick Alate.
Yeah.
And so Munguia, 34-0, 27 KOs.
Yeah.
Basically just overpowered Alate.
Yeah. Did you look at Alate's record? He has a good record, but did you see
40-4 and 30 KOs.
I checked to see who he fought.
Yeah.
It's all African fighters. I'm not dissing African fighters, but
totally.
No big names, not tested outside of Africa.
Right. But he did give Munguia it just shows the vulnerability of Munguia just at the beginning. Even a small, the size difference is so recognizable. I would just like, it's going to be a matter of time for Munguia just pulverizing him. Right. And Munguia now with Eric Morales in his corner, I don't know how good that does and whatever, but I'm sure Morales brings an aura of some kind of world championship.
An intensity, sure.
Great fighter he was.
Sure.
And they're both from Tijuana, California, and Baja, California.
So, I mean, did you see any difference in the way Munguia fought in this fight
Not at
compared
all.
to his previous
Not
fights?
at all.
No.
And
that's what worries me about him, actually.
Yeah.
Because I want to see some defensive growth.
Because he is only 22.
Yeah, he's a young boy, but he's got to learn defense.
He's got to learn because that's the only defense wins championships.
Yeah. In any sport, actually.
Yeah, any sport.
Yeah.
It's a defense that wins.
Yeah.
But
he did throw some bombs, and then he put him down with that body shot.
Yeah.
Did you see the body shot?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Like, it's just overpowering. And this fight was it was a fourth round. His Alote's corner threw the towel in, basically, and that was it. That was a matter of time, anyways.
Yeah.
It was just whenever Jaime Munguia wanted to put the gas pedal down.
Yeah.
He was gonna end the fight.
Yeah.
Boom, and just go.
Yeah. And he did.
And he basically did.
I mean, he gets one thing he's actually pretty good at is getting his opponents, at least in most of the fights, getting them their backs in the corner. And then he does some good work in the corner. And he couldn't do that though with the Australian dude.
No, Hogan.
Was moving too well, and that's his vulnerability. Yeah,
Hogan won that fight.
And that's his vulnerability then, Munguia. When he fights a guy that's going to move like Hogan did, he's going to have some real problems.
Yep, totally. And he had problems with that Inoue.
Oh, yeah, the Japanese fighter, yeah. So movers are going to learn from that fight. Potential opponents in that division.
Yeah, that's sort of interesting. Also, like him at 154 pounds, junior middleweight, he's huge for that weight class. And he's going to have to move up soon. I don't know when he's going to move. I don't know what Golden Boy's plans are for Munguia, but he's supposed to be right now their star. But I read a lot of comments, and a lot of people are not on the Munguia
train. See, I am, because he's only 22, and which means two things. Number one is he can learn a lot.
Yeah.
Number two is at age 22, he's going to be able to make weight. He's going to be able to make 154. If he was 29, he would have or 27, he would have a tough time making that weight.
Yeah,
so
metabolism.
So my guess is, at this young age, they're going to keep him at 154. As he starts aging and hopefully his skills improve, then they'll take him up to 160.
But he could be growing, though. He could be growing, but still, because they're still growing physically into their...
Yeah.
Like, becoming more of a man. I'm not saying he's not a man, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You're right.
So I think he's outgrown the weight class. He looks like... I don't know.
I wouldn't move him. Would you move him up in weight at age 22?
It depends on how
the skill he's got right now.
It depends on how difficult it is for him to make the weight, because look, he's shown extreme vulnerabilities already. That he's there to be he's ready to be picked.
Yeah, but that's why I say keep him at 154, so at least he always has that power advantage over most 154 pounders.
Yeah.
Right? He's not going to have as much a power advantage if he goes up
Yeah, right. I
to
agree.
160.
It all comes down to if he can make the
Right.
weight or not, and how much he has to sacrifice. Because at the end of the day, if you go in the ring and you're completely drained and you have nothing, you're not going to perform, and you have the greater chance of having a serious injury,
right?
Brain injury or.
But I think because they're seeing the power in him and the combination punching he's putting together, that they'll see. I mean, to me, it looked like he's got the energy now, anyways.
Yeah.
And again, at age 22, you can pull it off.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens when he's like 25, 26. But his skill, we got to see change in some sort of change.
Yeah, like bringing in like an Eric Morales and whatever. There needs to be a better something. Defensively, he needs to become a better fighter.
Who would you bring in as a coach, as a defensive to learn defense?
A defensive, but you got these coaches like you have to say Floyd Mayweather Sr.
Right.
He's a good coach.
Freddie
Roach, a good coach for sure. Buddy McGirt. Yeah, great coach. John David Jackson, I always liked him.
Me too.
He was a pretty good coach.
Yeah.
Andre Ward's coach, what was his name, man? That guy was overrated, man. Amir Khan's coach, too.
Yeah, you always say that.
Yeah,
he's overrated. Is that because he just really had one fighter under his belt? Or,
yeah.
I mean, you could take him up from a young age, but he was lucky he got such a talented kid to work with. And it was Andre Ward and, by the way, Andre Ward and, again, Tim Bradley doing the...
wasn't that beautiful?
Sharing the play-by-play.
I love... And also, too, Sergio Mora on DAZN.
He's
really
good too. Sometimes he's so. But overall, you're right. He is good.
But
he's a smart kid.
He gets some really good insight.
True.
On the fights and stuff.
Yeah. I like it when they got boxers that are doing the play-by-play.
Yeah, they've been there and they've done that, and they know what the guy's going through and stuff. And
even you'd be good at it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you guys like this.
Yeah.
And also, guys, we need you guys to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Doc and the Boxer. We want to keep this thing growing. And keep it.
Help us grow it. Tell your friends. Tell any boxing buddies. If you're at the gym, talk about it. Whatever you can do, help promote us. We want to keep building this.
Yeah.
And you put, if any comments, any advice you got for us to something you want to hear or the way we can improve it, by all means, send in a comment.
We're totally open for that. We're totally open for that. We're always looking for constructive criticism.
Yeah, for sure.
No negativity and stuff.
Nah, negativity it doesn't move you forward, right?
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
All right, so Munguia. What's
that fight?
Who do you think gives him a challenge at 154?
At 54, like who's out there?
Isn't one of the Charlo brothers still fighting?
Yeah, Charlo's at 54.
Yeah,
he's gonna have huge problems with those guys.
Yeah, I agree.
I just see it as it's written all over. And look, Oscar De La Hoya, he's no fool. He knows what he's got.
Yeah.
If you have a product and if you have a fighter and you know what he's capable of, and you know what he's not capable of, so you're not just gonna be like blinded, like, oh he'll beat anybody. Throw him in there, he's gonna get fed to the lions, and there goes your big golden boy cash guy.
Right. Because right now, Canelo, outside of Canelo, that's his biggest cash cow now.
Well, golden boy, they have a lot of good fighters coming up and stuff. Man.
Absolutely, but that's going to take time.
It takes a little bit of time.
Who knows? Canelo may have retire by the time the next crop comes up.
The next crop, but they have a bunch of up and coming like 16-0 fighters like that are on the fringe of breaking that to that next level.
Even his cousin Diego De La Hoya is also undefeated. And he's slowly getting tougher and tougher fights, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also speaking of I don't know. Yeah, Emmanuel Naverrette.
Naverrette, yeah.
There's a guy.
Yeah.
There's a golden boy.
Is he Golden Boy?
Well,
I'm not sure.
He fought
I
on
think
the,
you're right. He is
he
Golden
fought
Boy.
on the card,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
no,
I mean...
I think he's a top rank.
Oh, right,
Top
because
rank,
he was on the...
yeah,
Because there were two sets of fights
Right.
Saturday night.
Yeah, right.
You had the
there's two
Tyson
sets.
Fury
Yeah.
card, and then you
Yeah.
had the
Munguia.
Munguia card,
Yeah.
which had also, who we'll talk about soon, the Ryan Garcia and those guys.
Yeah.
But Navarrete schooled him.
And this is after 4 weeks, just coming off another win. That remember that he had 4 weeks ago and he looked really good against Francisco de Vaca.
Yeah.
And then now he just beats Juan Miguel Elorde.
Yeah.
28-2, 15 KOs, 32-year-old. Navarrete, only 24 years old, super
I like him.
Very good fighter, man.
Yeah.
Very good fighter.
And he looks better and better in each fight too, I think.
And look at the importance of like he just fought 4 weeks ago and he's back on another fight. The importance of staying active and like being in the gym. Yeah, staying in the gym. That's important. Fighting is important too because that's a different level. And not just being in the gym, having fights. I mean, when you get to that level of Floyd Mayweather caliber and stuff, that you're gonna fight once a year or whatever because you're making that kind of money.
Right.
But in order to build up to that, you gotta fight often. Mayweather fought often at the beginning and stuff with Pretty Boy and stuff, and you have to stay busy. That's how you get better.
Yeah, I think Navarrete is he keeps fighting fairly frequently, and he looks better and better in each fight. This kid's going to be a real name out there.
Yeah, he is. And Bob Arum talks about him highly too. And after his fight 4 weeks ago, and then it's like we're bringing him back on Tyson Fury card.
Wow, what a way to make your name. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I like when these young guys work hard and fight hard, and then they have a fight soon after previous fight. They stay in the gym, and then they come out and they look hardened. They look like they look like they've always taken another step.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta jump at those opportunities.
Yeah,
and to have opportunities that helps your career. To be guided and to have those opportunities and it's pretty big.
Yeah,
pretty big.
True that.
So also there's another fight and that was on Friday, Friday fight. Devin Haney.
Yeah.
And Devin Haney 23-0, 15 kills, and this was on DAZN as well.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I watched the replay because I was staying up. I'm like, told my wife, I'm like, I gotta watch this fight. And then there's all these other undercards. I don't like undercards. And then I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna go to sleep. I couldn't stay up.
Yeah, I hear you. Fortunately, you can watch it the next day, though.
But then, you're right, but I didn't, though. But Devin Haney put on a performance, man. Like, he put on a really good performance. With a stoppage win over Rasha Zaire Abdullayev, who's 11, it falls now to 11 and 1, 7 KOs. The fight was stopped in the 4th round, and they're saying it's because of a bone fracture that Abdullayev sustained from a punch from Haney.
Was he an Olympian as well, Abdullayev?
I think so. I think so. I'm pretty sure, like, Olympian or whatever. If he's from Russia, he's got amateur.
I've seen sparring video of him. Yeah, he's a good fighter. But Haney needs. That's good for Haney.
Haney's only 20 years old too,
and he wants to be in the mix, right?
He's already calling. He's already calling out Lomachenko.
Yeah,
he's saying
he's
like it's Lomachenko because he doesn't want to fight me. Lomachenko, let's get this fight going. If I'm so easy, Lomachenko should fight me and get it out of his way.
Yeah, I get where he's coming from, but what does Lomachenko have to gain by fighting a 20-year-old? He beats him, and everybody says, well, he's only 20, he's inexperienced still, he's only coming up.
Yeah.
Like, he's got nothing to from a business point of view, he's got nothing to gain by taking that fight. So that fight ain't happening anytime soon.
Yeah, like Young Buck, I respect and I appreciate your hunger and stuff, but come on, man, you gotta stay in your lane, man.
Yeah,
like, you're not ready for a Lomachenko type fighter.
Fight Teofimo Lopez.
Fight him.
You're feeling that confident.
And Teofimo's fighting the African Comey for the IBF.
Love that fight. I love that fight.
Yeah, that'll be a good fight.
When is that fight? Do you remember?
I think it's...
Is it before the year?
October.
Okay,
October.
Good.
Pretty sure. And then Lomachenko going to try to get that IBF belt. That's the only belt that he's missing.
Yeah. And that's what he really wants. That's what it's about right now, anyways.
Yeah. So then the other one fight that didn't happen on the card, in the Golden Boy card. First of all, you know how hot it was there at the I was watching today the card. It was in Carson, California, and so apparently, like at the beginning, before the fight card even started, it was so hot that the ring apron it had bubbles, like it bubbled up, so it was like they had to like put ice and water and bring it all down and stuff. Then of course the ring's wet. And the first fight, the guy slipping and stuff.
Oh jeez.
But I think it worked out fine at the end. But can you imagine fighting outside in heat?
Yeah.
Like, first of all, you're getting dehydrated, not boxing, and the amount of sweat that perspire that comes with, and then the outside the heat factor. Yeah. If you're those earlier fights in the afternoon and stuff, that's hot, man. That's brutal sun.
That's tough. That's tough to do.
Yeah. And Sergio Mora, he's a commentator, and I like him. He's a pretty good commentator for his own. And he was talking. They asked him like, what did you prefer, fighting outside or fighting inside? And then he's like, never outside. It was always inside, because at least the temperature is a better temperature for you. Like, fighting outside you're fighting not only the guy, but you're fighting the sweltering heat.
Yeah. You have no control of that. And
this is not Minnesota. This is like Carson, California.
Yeah, that's brutal. That's tough.
Yeah. So Ryan Garcia, who's 21 years old, and now he's 18-0, 15 kills. He was supposed to fight 10-1-3 Avery Sparrow of Philadelphia, but the fight was canceled. So right when they're at the weigh-in and everything, they're gonna weigh in, and Sparrow doesn't even show up for the weigh-in. So basically, what happens is the fight is canceled, but there's more to this, because there's been some turmoil with Ryan Garcia, and Golden Boy right now. So the one issue was that Garcia, he wanted to be the main event on this card. He, like, with Golden Boy, him being the main event and everything, and Golden Boy didn't agree with it. The thing is, like, Garcia not fighting on this fight, he's pretty popular. He's very
on the West Coast. He's very popular because he used to do the Friday night fights. Remember Golden Boy's Friday night fight promotion,
right.
LA fights or whatever.
LA
He
fights.
was in a lot of those, a big part of that promotion. Now he's fighting on Saturday night. So Saturday night.
He's got a massive social media presence.
Yeah,
and he's become a big, reliable source of ticket sales. So
He's young, he's good looking, he's got all that. So and he uses social media like all that generation does.
Why pointing at me like I use?
Sorry. See, you take that as a compliment. I was calling you young.
Oh, okay. I am young.
But yeah, so he what was the dispute? So he felt he should be the
that was one of them. The one dispute was that. Then also Garcia turned down numerous fights. This is why the rumor is like he's been turning down fights, whatever. Then there's a guy fighting on this card, Romero Duno, who's 21, 1 and 16 KOs, fought on this card. He's from the Philippines, and that's who they wanted Garcia to fight. So he basically said like he wants to be the headliner if he's gonna fight a guy like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they basically said no, and then he's like, I'm not gonna fight someone like that. And then he apparently turned down other fights and stuff, and so yeah, and he wanted another dispute was that he wanted more money for his fight.
How many fights has he had again?
Yes, he's already like that, a little spoiled. He's like he's 18-0, 15 KOs.
Yeah, and most of those are not.
Nobody worth mentioning.
So no, he's not. He's not there yet. He's not there yet. I don't see how. I think he's got to still build his stock, and I think that puts Golden Boy Promotions in like a bit of a position where
pickle.
Yeah, because dude, we gave you the opportunity, so to showcase you on the in all of your fights. We've been hyping you up, promoting you, and now you're kind of taking a step back and going, here's what I want now.
Yeah, and I
want
it's only
more
18
money,
fights.
Dude, I don't know. I don't think so.
I say next.
And you're not that. I mean, the kid has speed.
Yeah.
And he's got some power.
Yeah. A little bit of power, speed. Like, he does all those fast. Like, so quick. But you see his other hand when he's doing that? Hook, his throwing hook. His other hand's over here. Bang, bang.
Like, you're saying against a good fighter.
He's going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt.
Yeah. And that's what... You know, when he beats a name, then he can ask for a headliner. Then he can ask for more money.
Yeah, that's right. Like,
not yet. Not at 18, with
but
he is popular, on social media, all that stuff. But it's mainly like his following that buys tickets and pays is in California.
Right. Yeah, in more in that region.
Yeah.
There.
Like, is he going to attract East Coast fans at this point?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah.
On the East Coast, you got to really prove yourself against a name fighter before you're going to get recognition.
Yeah. This sounds like that Tupac and Biggie.
That's what it is, man.
East Coast, West Coast, man.
Well, they still have
the West side, the best side.
They still have that in boxing, though.
Yeah.
There still is an East Coast, West
There
Coast.
is, man. Hey, wouldn't it be nice to go to the West Coast to some boxing gyms, man?
We have to do that. I would love to do a tour of major gyms. Go to Oxnard with Robert Garcia. Just do a series of interviews and play them on our show.
Mm-hmm.
But we will.
And watch sparring.
I love watching sparring. I watch a ton of sparring on YouTube.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it's a great way to get more insight into not just how they train, but into where they're at that point in their training before a fight. But also, I think you learn a lot when you watch guys spar.
Mm-hmm. You do.
Right?
Yeah, it's very educational.
And speaking of sparring, wasn't this guy Wallen, the guy that fought?
Wallen?
Yeah. Wasn't he a sparring partner for some big name? Didn't he spar? Wasn't he a sparring partner for Wilder at one point? I think he was.
He might have been because if he fought Ortiz, who's the southpaw, right?
Yeah, he has been a sparring partner for a few heavyweights. Okay. Yeah.
So that's
our fans can look that up.
That's education right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else we got in the docket, my man?
The docket, and then just the upcoming fights.
Let's talk about that. 28th is, and I know we talked about it last time.
Earl and Porter, and I just think Earl's gonna just beat him up, and he'll last, but he won't even be in. It won't be. It'll be competitive, meaning he's gonna be like a little pit bull that he normally is. And
hopefully, he's a pit bull. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Earl's gonna hurt him with just a jab and body shots.
Keep him on the outside.
Yeah.
Then you got November 2 is Canelo Kovalev.
Yeah, Canelo and Kovalev. Yeah, that's November
2nd.
2nd.
Yeah. And that's going to be Canelo, who I think right now is one of the best body punchers fighting right now.
Yeah,
he and Lomachenko, too.
Second, yeah.
He's going to go to Kovalev's body.
Yeah,
he's going to punish him.
The blueprint's already been given. Andre Ward has already written a blueprint for Kovalev.
But aren't you kind of excited for that fight?
I asked actually Jean Pascal today.
Yeah.
Hey Jean, what do you think about?
Yeah.
Who do you think's gonna win?
What did he say?
He said Canelo 8th round.
Yeah.
8th round. And I asked him if he's got any fights coming. He hasn't. No announcement on the fight or anything yet for Jean.
Hopefully he'll give you a buzz and tell you when he signs a contract.
Yeah.
What's after November 2?
So then, there's October 5th is Gennady Golovkin and Sergey Derevyanchenko. Okay, so this guy...
I've seen Derevyanchenko. With Jacobs, yeah.
And that was a good fight.
Yeah,
He gave him a good fight. Just tough guy.
Tough fight.
So, and this is for IBF belt. So remember how Canelo always using, like, as many suits as he can? He's got to get a belt for I have all these belts. At least he's got to get a belt. It's got to get a belt. So now he gets his belt, and let's see, Canelo is going to come to the table.
That's really interesting, actually. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. No excuses after if he gets this win.
Yeah, he's going to run out of excuses. All your excuses, he's taking them away from you.
Not going to be an easy fight for Triple G.
No, it's not. It's not.
Derevyanchenko's a good fighter. He knows how to fight, and and he's smart in the ring too.
Right.
So, I'm looking. That's another good fight to look forward to.
That's a DAZN fight card too.
I love it.
DAZN's heating up, man. For this fall.
I noticed.
They got like the Gennady. They got Inoue and Nonito Donaire. That's November 7th.
Is it November 7th?
Oh. November 7th. That's for the WBA IBF belt.
I like that fight, but I truly think that Donaire, and I love Donaire, but I think he's out of his league on this one.
It's going to be a massacre. This guy's his nickname Monster. He's a monster, man.
Yeah, and he's smart. He's smart in the ring too.
Yeah, very smart.
Yeah,
very smart. I follow him on Instagram and I was watching training and sparring. The guy's always in shape. Every time I see anything, always in. These top guys are always ready to go. Ready to go. Yeah. The other fight is on that card is on the 18th. Then we have Better Beef Alexander Glavostic, IBF and WBC light heavyweight title in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think that's an important fight too because now the top 4 or 5 guys are fighting each other, and that could make one of them a mandatory contender to fight if Canelo beats Kovalev.
Yeah, but I highly doubt Canelo will stay at light heavyweight.
I agree.
Because Kovalev is to be honest, against a Better Beef or a Gavostic, I would rather fight Kovalev than these guys for sure.
Absolutely.
Because look at even what John said. When John fought him, he fought the best peak Kovalev. Kovalev's not at the peak anymore, and he showed that in his fight with the
Alvarez, Alida Alvarez.
No, with the British fighter.
Oh, Yard.
Yeah. So
he really relied on his experience to finish that fight, but he boxed pretty good.
Yeah.
Yard's going to be a contender at some points.
Anyways. Yeah, I was telling Buddy McGurr went into his dressing room after and told him, "Hey, now you're up next, man."
Yeah. He deserves it. He needs a few more fights, some big fights. And he'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else happening in this year? Or no?
And then I know you like Josh Warrington.
I really like Josh Warrington. Yeah.
Well, I messed up with his opponent.
What? Yeah. Who's he fighting?
Yeah, this is not the right one. Tyrone Spong. Tyrone Spong is not fighting Warrington. He's a heavyweight.
Yes. I thought Spong, he was supposed to fight.
No,
He's a former kickboxer, right?
Usyk.
Right.
Usyk. He's supposed to fight Usyk.
Right.
I think Usyk and Spong on October 12th.
Yeah, there's another good fight.
Yeah,
see what Usyk can do at heavyweight.
Yeah, he'll make some noise. Where, those heavy cruiserweights and stuff, they're gonna eventually go up.
Yeah.
To where the money's at.
David Haye was a perfect example. Yeah.
Holyfield.
Yeah, probably the best cruiserweight.
Yeah. Those are so. Oh man, those the real deal. I got to meet him, when he
really.
Last year he came here. Lee Baxter was gonna have this WBC Eliminator tournament. So here, I think it was last summer, but it fell through. But Evander was here because he was promoting
right. I remember something like that.
And he was talking and stuff, and he talked for a while, and he's like, "Well, my mama always told me, or mom told me, I just got to be."
That's what he's always like, my mom taught me, be humble.
Mama always told me, I love hearing him, man. When he started talking, man, everyone was like this. That's Evander Holyfield talking. You better listen up.
So, Cooner's Corner.
So, like, talking about the Tyson Fury and that big cut that he had in that fight. In my career, 7 of my 13 professional fights were all cuts. I sustained cuts.
That's a lot, dude.
And look at, not only is it a cut that requires stitches and stuff, it's bang, head on head. And that's worse. I'm just even thinking about that head on head. It's so like, it's
You're
just a painful experience, man.
It's awful. It dings you.
I've been cut so many times. I remember the first time I ever got cut in a fight, I went to England, and I fought 3 of my professional fights in England because I was promoted by Hennessy Sports, based out of England. And one time I was supposed to fight in Montreal, but then Hennessy wanted me to fight in England. So I go to England, and this is when I'm like 4-0, and I'm supposed to fight somebody to build my record. They put me in with this southpaw from Mongolia. He's like 12 and like 4 or something like that. Like a lot of experience, southpaw, little short. First round, I get cut, headbutted, cut, and then blood. I start feeling blood in my eye, and it's a warm sensation. That blood coming in your eye, and I'm like, oh my god. Then you start panicking. Oh, what's happening? Like, oh my god, what do I do? Like, are they gonna stop this cut? I mean. So anyways, in a lot of my fights, I've been cut. I've had a cut here, 15 stitches where the fight got stopped and then has to go to scorecard, and this guy was winning the fight prior to the cut happening, but I would have beat him, and it was more like, because my style of fighting was aggressive.
Right.
And I left myself open to those cuts from headbutts or elbows or whatever, and it goes with the territory. But
it's a lousy way to lose a fight.
It is. But the good thing was at the beginning, I had Russ Amber as my cut man. He's one of the best.
He's great.
So Russ would, if I got cut, I remember one fight. It was a bad cut in Montreal, and I'm like, how is it? So it's just a little cut. Don't worry. And then after the fight, I have to get 7 stitches to close it.
That's not a little cut.
I look at him like, damn, that's not a little cut, man.
But that's the right thing to tell you.
Yeah, you don't want to panic. Mm-hmm. You don't want to panic and get off your game and stuff.
Cool.
Because that can happen.
So, I got a quick did you know, but I got to fess up. I was watching Mike Tyson's podcast, Hot Boxing, and he had...
why do they call it hot boxing?
Well,
hot boxing.
Because it's ganja man.
Yeah,
and
it's really good weed. Best weed ever. I smoke a little. It's like that, and it reminds me of the pigeons.
It cracks me up. So very quickly, so I knew this, but it was a reminder because they talked about it for a little bit. He had Tyson Fury on. I gotta fess up and say I was reminded about this because they talked about it. But just going back because I love Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah, he's your favorite?
One of my favorites,
Yeah.
all-time favorites. I read a biography on him as well, which was pretty cool. But he was 40-0, and then he fought Jake LaMotta in the first time fought, and Jake LaMotta beat him. So he was 40-1. He fought him again a couple more times and beat him. But so he was 40-1. Then he went on an 80-fight win streak. Isn't that incredible? And sometimes he fought 50. Yeah. 40-0, 40-1, and comes back like with a vengeance and goes 80 wins straight. That's incredible. That's why he's one of my
80
favorites.
wins on 80? Top of the 40 fights?
Correct. Oh, yeah. He had 100 and, I think, almost 180 fights. Pro fights.
Wow.
But he fought in 1 year, he fought 15 times.
Wow.
Yeah. And one fight was, he had back-to-back after 3 weeks. He fought again. So, that was my my Did You Know for this week. Pretty cool, man.
Sugar Ray was... Everyone always says who the pound for pound best ever. Everyone says Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah.
And honestly, I have to agree. Like he one of the back then to be that skillful and doing the stuff that people are doing now. Like Slick,
he was doing it all.
He was on a different level.
He
back
really
then,
was, and he fought
years.
Tough guys too. Basilio.
Yeah.
LaMotta a few times.
Yeah.
I mean, he was really a top. He fought all the top guys. He was a tough negotiator in his fights too. He was known for being quite a little bit of a jerk about it, but he usually got his way at the end.
You gotta do that then, right? It's your money. It's your life you're putting on the line, and you get everything that you deserve, and you should. Yeah.
So that's an unbelievable record, and the pity really is that there's not any real footage of him.
Yeah.
When he was at his peak.
Right.
It was just after his peak that they started showing his fights, taping his fights. Yeah. So, but I think a lot of boxing pundits would agree.
Yeah,
that he's
one
of the greatest ever.
One of them. Yeah. A lot of them all say that.
Yeah. Beautiful fighter.
So,
all right, man.
And then we're gonna close it out for the 18th episode.
Episode 18. Catch us on YouTube. Catch us on Spotify.
Subscribe to our
iTunes.
Channel, guys.
Yeah, please do.
We're alive.
Help build us. Yeah, we'll talk boxing till I lose my hair. Oh shit!
Wait,
too late.
Oh no, there's still some.
I still got some left.
We got some time left.
Woo! Got a few years left.
Some time left. So we out, guys. We out. Look, Miguel Cotto. I'm always representing. I love Miguel, eh?
Greatest Puerto Rican fighter.
Oh, man, greatest. Miguel, and he was at the 2000 Olympics in Sydney when I was there too. And he fought, remember Muhammad Abdullayev?
Yes.
Yeah, that's who he lost to from Uzbekistan. And he killed him as pro. That's why amateur and pro is different. It's not the same sport.
Yeah.
Alright, we out.
Perfect. That's the way we do.